जिसको जो बाबा कहता है ना माना,
anyone who says Baba,
अच्छी तरह से मुरली से समझ लिया मेरा
it means
बाबा,
they have
मेरा
understood
बाबा।
through the Murli very well that this is my
मेरा
Baba.
बाबा कहाँ है?
Where is my Baba?
परम धामवासी बाबा मधुबन में मिला है।
The dweller of Paramdam, Baba, I have met in Madhuban.
बाबा मधुबन है।
Even now Baba is in Madhuban. In Madhuban there is Baba.
मधुबन में बाबा है ना?
Baba is there, isn't he?
बाबा 17 को आने वाला है।
It's not that Baba's only going to come on the 17th. Where is he right now?
बाबा कहाँ है?
Where is he?
मधुबन बाबा की तपस्वी भूमि।
He is here in Madhuban, the land of tapasya, the land in which Baba displayed his inner characteristics. This is the land where you get the power of tapasya and you make a very elevated character. It is wonderful. There is great transformation that takes place in your personality. And previously, we used to say, it doesn't matter how much money a person has, but if they don't have a very elevated character, then if they have an elevated position but not an elevated character, then they look very good, they have money and position but no character, so internally they are shaking and nobody would be able to have respect for that person. We are Pandavas, aren't we? We are Pandavas and Shaktis. Though we have no money and no position, but we have Baba and we have elevated character. So you see in yourself, if you have Baba, Madhuban and Baba in your intellect, then you know very well what Maya is. Who is Baba and what is Maya? Because Maya had influenced us and colored us so much that it made us think that God is omnipresent, and it made us absorb Maya completely into ourselves. Do you understand? Maya had said God is everywhere and it incarnated into us. Where is Maya? All over the world there is Maya, the 5 vices, and what is inside me? 5 vices. People used to say God is within me, and people who have 5 vices in them, it's not possible for God to be present there. And they can't even have the remembrance of the Supreme Being. Neither can God be within them, nor can God's remembrance be within them. Even if you have a little bit of a vice, you have understood God. And where is God? And how He is, and what He does. And now the time of the confluence age is such that God, in the path of bhakti, in India, we used to say God, Bhagwan, Ishwar and Prabhu. Bhagwan means the creator of fortune. For Ishwar we say your destination and your means is different. For Prabhu we say your game is extraordinary. Eventually people will say, oh God, you came and you did all this and I didn't know. Oh God, your game is extraordinary. And for Bhagwan they say, you are the one who created my fortune. If Bhagwan is your companion, then why is there going to be any problem with darkness and typhoons or storms? And practically speaking, Baba has given we children so much understanding, and through that understanding so much power, that it doesn't matter how much storms and disturbance comes, but we have God Himself with us as our companion. So we have made God our companion. And once you make Him your companion, then
बनाया है या
did
हमने उसको
he
साथी
make
बनाया?
us his companion or did we make him our
जवाब
companion?
दो, शक्ल से जवाब तो दो ना.
So Daddy wants you to give your answer through your face.
उसने हमको
First
अपना
of all,
साथ दिया है.
he gave his company to us.
हम हाथ बच्चे होते हैं ना, थोड़े
We're
शरारती.
children, and so they catch hold of the children's hands, but the hands leave the
जितना बड़े
father's
होते हैं ना, ऐसे करना
hand,
चाहते हैं.
and they say, no, we are going to do our own thing by ourselves, and they leave the hand. And then as they get even older, they say, yes, we are
सात
it.
वर्ष का ले लो, तो मेरे
And
को
they
पैसा दे
take the
दो,
inheritance from the father. Give us the money.
बाकी और कोई काम नहीं है बाप में.
Otherwise, the father doesn't have any use for the child. The child doesn't have any interest until the father gives the money. And if he hasn't given the money, then they're not interested. And these are the children of the world today. But we are the trustworthy, faithful, good children of the Supreme Father. And so we have to ask ourselves, am I the obedient, trustworthy, and faithful child of the Father? Do I follow his instructions? The obedient one is one who is such that whatever Baba says, whether he says it in the Murli or through understanding, the child understands, yeah, this is the instruction of the Father. We say yes. In Bhakti, we talk about the instructions of the Father, the instructions of God being like his hand over our head. And so the head accepts it, the heart accepts it. If the heart accepts it, then the head does. If the head accepts it, then the heart does. Once the heart accepts and says, yes, what Baba says, it is useful for us, it is beneficial, then they don't raise any questions about it. So the heart and the head have accepted, and then that one's head can never get hot. They don't get angry. They won't get a headache. They'll always remain happy and content because they have faith. The obedient child has faith, and that child is trustworthy and faithful. They'll say, they have such loyalty that they'll say, nobody else is mine. The child, the son, is very loyal to the father, and they feel that they will raise the reputation of the father. And just as my father is, I will become like that. Not just that they are like the father by their features. I didn't know, but when I went into foreign countries, I used to mix up people. And sometimes there would be mixed marriages where the father was English and the child was Indian, and then they had mixed features. Otherwise, Daddy didn't know there was such a thing before, because in India they keep the marriages very much within caste and so on. But just as the mother and the father are, so the child will be. And so we have to be just like our mother and father, Mama and Baba, and show that through our face. So loyal means that your future is visible through your features. What is the effort that we're making for our future? First of all, past is past. No thought about the past at all, no memory of it. Whose child I was, whatever, past is past. Whatever other karmic accounts of the past, we have finished them all and settled them. All of our vices have been destroyed. We have cut all our karmic bondages and settled our accounts. Because that is what the conquering of Maya means. Conquest of Maya means, within 1 minute, as I'm walking along, now how can I finish the class within a certain time? Maya is very attractive and spicy.
कैसे किसका माथा मूंड लेती है
It sometimes turns somebody's head that they don't even know they're being influenced. They don't realize, what am I thinking? What am I saying? How am I behaving?
माया
This is Maya's
क्या खा रहा
influence.
हूँ
What am I eating?
अरे माया
See, Maya,
बाबा कहता है तुम एक
Baba
दो को
says,
अच्छी तरह से थोड़ा कान में फूक दो
you just blow in each other's ears and protect each other from Maya.
बचाओ
You protect yourself and
कहाँ न
protect
कहाँ से
others,
माया
because Maya comes from somewhere or another.
तो बाबा मिसाल देता था
Baba used to give examples.
एक शर्म बूटी होती है
One
हाथ
is
लगाओ ना बेचारी बंद हो जाए मुरझा जाए
the plant
बाबा
that
कहते हैं, देखो जाके
closes when you touch
touch
it.
करेंगे ना
This is a child who's so sensitive, they just get upset. So when Maya touches that person, they get confused and unable to smile
फिर मुस्कुराना मुश्किल है
because they are so sensitive.
जो माया को समझता है
And the one who understands Maya with power,
अनटच
they are untouched.
किस तरह से भी
And no matter which way Maya wants to try, it is not able to touch that person. And so for that you need a lot of bravery.
किसी प्रकार से भी
No matter what way Maya comes.
कोई मान शान देवे
Somebody may give you a lot of praise, and if somebody defames you even a little bit and you feel a bit and your face changes, this is Maya.
तो पहले पहले हम
And so first it takes our test.
समझे अभी हमको माया समझ गए माया
Maya has understood.
बाबा ने शक्ति दी
Baba has given power. What is the proof?
सुख दुख
That within happiness and sorrow, recognition and defamation, success and failure, victory and defeat,
अलग कार का सुख खेलता तो नहीं है
it checks, does temporary happiness pull you? Does a little bit of sorrow upset you? If it does, then there's something wrong. It means the foundation, your foundation of Gyan is not strong. If you get a little recognition, you are happy. If you get a little defamation, you're unhappy. If somebody gives you flattery, if somebody defames you, you get upset. But you have to understand this is a game, and all these things are going to happen. It's not a big deal. You are my child. You remain in equilibrium in the face of these. Baba gives so much understanding. You are my child, so look at me. Don't look at those things. So the one who day and night, Baba used to say in Karachi one thing, said, forget it to Daddy, said, take care of your head. Don't worry about anything, but take care of your head. In this way God put his hand on my head. Do not worry and do not have any concerns. Do not worry about yourself or about anyone else. And nor think about anyone else. And there was a very lovely song. There was a very loving brother who said, God, take me into your refuge, and I will only, I'm free from thought, but only I think about you. This is the song for God. So each one must think, is God in my thoughts? Anyone who has Baba in their thoughts, it is as if they have become the spinner of the cycle of self-realization. Thinking of the self, thinking of God. And this destroys thinking about other people. Thinking about the self, thinking about God. So then within the self there is the thought of God, and then my fortune is in the hands of God. We don't need anything. What is there outside? There's the game of success and failure and praise and defamation. We already know that. We have to remain in our self-respect.
सच्चा सच्चा धन तुम्हारे पास है।
Baba says, you are the ones who have the true fortune.
करोड़पति सुखी नहीं है।
Even those multimillionaires are not
नहीं
happy.
हो, एक एक करोड़पति दूसरे करोड़पति।
One is those who have just a few straws, the other is those who have multi-millions, and then those who have multi-millions. We have nothing in our hands. Somebody says, I have that. So you can't have the depressed face or the proud face, but the one who has the self-respect that I have the great multi-million fortune. And Baba is giving us the intoxication of our future even now in advance. So Baba says, have the intoxication of your future. And this is something that you hear from the Murlis. Baba has said in the Murli of day before yesterday, you have a face of a human being, the character of a monkey, but now you're getting the face of a deity. This is the wonderful transformation. So each one has to see they have a human face, but what is the character like? Is it monkey-like or deity-like? It's not just somebody said something nice and I got happy. No, how is my face? And so you have the human face, but the change within the self that is reflected in the character, so that each one can understand, just like from Mama, from the beginning, there was the vision of Lakshmi that people used to get from the beginning. There are many who looked at Mama and they started to see Lakshmi, Sri Lakshmi. For example, our Dadi Pushpashanta, she was from a very great family, very wealthy, a very royal family person. But as she saw Mama, and she saw her as in the vision of Mama as Goddess Lakshmi immediately. And in this way I saw, just as we saw from Baba, immediately there was the experience how much Baba is filled the soul with peace, love and power. Peace, love, both are there, and this fills the soul with power. And so look at the self. Do I have peace? I have love for God. And both of these are filled into either soul and continue to be filled. And this is what brings power to the soul. And it is this power that at each second and in each minute, in every thought and in every breath, is doing very good work. Even if you do a little service, your face gets yellow as if you have no energy left, but actually you get energy through doing service. The love for Baba and the peace that you get from Baba into the soul, this fills the soul with your personal power. Baba fills this power into the soul. And it is said that the one who has faith in the intellect, that one is victorious. You kept faith and you got power, and this power made you victorious. You can never be defeated. If you get a little defeated by Maya, then Maya got a chance. Therefore, when we came to Bridgekoti, this is the time when Baba used to explain about the intelligence of Maya. And we had Ratan Mohini Dadi and Bridshanta. These two were very strong amongst all of the Kumaris. And so Baba made them wrestle with each other. And they were each one stronger than the other. They did this arm wrestling. And so in this way Baba illustrated how Maya tries to push you. And Maya says, no, I am going to push you. And you say, no, I am going to push you. So those who are very brave, within a second, they know that I'm not going to get defeated. Don't get defeated. Otherwise, I don't see any kind of competition like this. But Baba showed us. We don't know what's going on in the world, but Baba says you can get defeated by Maya, and you are the ones who get victory over Maya. We don't know about the competitions in the world. The business, our business is very first class and going on very nicely. We never go into loss. Our personality is filled with purity and honesty and simplicity and humility. This is our royalty. Purity. Our personality has 100% purity. Not even the slightest trace of impurity, not even the thought of impurity. And nobody can have a thought of impurity because of me. I take care about myself. Neither I should have any impurity, nor should I be pulling anyone's intellect so they should have any impurity about me. I have made this effort so that nobody could ever have any attraction towards me. Baba says you have to be the powerful lioness so that nobody could ever have the thought of impurity about you. You should have so much purity and to that extent simplicity. And then everything becomes very easy. And Baba liked that. You're honest and then Baba loves you. If you're honest with the self, be number one honesty. There is a brother, I'm not going to say who, I saw the effort that he made was successful because of his honesty. He's absolutely honest. And have honesty in relationships, and then there's always success. And also you get success through humility. So much humility is very effective, and then when you accept defeat, and then there's no conflict. You say, you are right, I am wrong, whatever you say, it's fine. You have to have so much humility, don't even ask about it. So whatever you say, I am available, I am ready to accept. Not that what I do, I say you have to do, no. Or if you want to win someone, you have to be a simple sample and operate in an economic manner. Get everything done in very little money. You don't want to be showy. We don't want that quality of person. Live simply. Be happy. And those who you are living with, they will also be very happy. Someone was successful because of doing everything in an economical manner. They would have been very careful with their expenses. Though very little would be given into the Baba's box of the yagya. See, everyone is doing so much yagya service and making themselves successful. I had a brother, and all the time he was involved in doing yagya service. He used to clean the vegetables, and the cow pats, he would prepare them for the fire. And there was the coal soot, and he would use that for heating the water. Somebody may give 100,000, but this one is saving 100,000. So which one is serving? the one who gave 100,000, okay, that's fine. They put it in the yagya. But the other one, with a lot of effort, made everything successful and saved 100,000. They gave their bones in the service. So these are the ones who make a greater income. So we become the instruments doing service of the yagya and making our lives very successful. Those who do more yagya service, they get less maya because they're doing the service with truth and from their heart and with in an economical way. And Baba gives power to that one and pays attention to that one, takes care. Your thought and time should be very elevated and do elevated karma. You keep clear, pure thoughts and elevated action, and then Maya would not come to such a one. And if you don't have pure thoughts and peace, and you don't have honesty, then Maya sees this and says, I have an opportunity to sit with this one. And so Maya can come. A person who is detached and has no desires, Maya would be afraid and say, I can't sit with that one. Is it okay? Did you understand, Baba, the Murli and Madhuban, nothing else? And just be happy and be successful. Baba will give me company until the very end, and he does. So I'm going to give Toli to everyone. Some may be going, some may have come. And the people from Gyan Sarovar can also come and take Toli, because they're doing so much service, so they are also going to get Toli. Om Shanti.